Well, right now, Brad's trying to keep from paying by losing another spot, and looks like Carl is going to get it. Here he comes.
Yeah, Carl's going to get this spot, and so is Mike Bliss. The 88 car with Keselowski just needs to probably let these guys go. Kind of cool his jets a little bit. Try not to abuse that right front tire and give up more spots.
Absolutely. You see Carl Edwards on the bottom right now, Keselowski on the top. As we get going on this race, you see some of these double file restarts and stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. He's been racing hard, buddy. Just take him apart here.
Tell you, that guy on the inside really has a tough time clearing the guy on the outside because the car gets so doggone loose. It gets sliding around.
The one thing, though, when you get shoved up out of that groove like that, do you sometimes find that, hey, my car works pretty good up here. I'm going to try to run hard and just see if how good it'll work on the outside.
Well, Andy, early in the race, you're a little scared to go up there because the groove's not burned in. It's kind of dirty. And boy, look at there. Edwards is kind of running him up right now, kind of roughing him up a little bit. He hasn't hit him, but he kind of faked him out, gave him a fake move to the right. Got around him doing that, though. That worked for him.
It did. He picks up the position, so move Carl into fifth, drop Brad back to sixth, as we're still working 23, now 24th, 200 laps. And the top three, well, Jason Leffler, he's had a lot of top tens, but he still has yet to win. How about Kyle Busch? Well, he has 5 wins this year. He's running second. And Kevin Harvick, he's led more laps in this race in just his 3 starts than everybody else in the field. Illinois Dodge Dealers 250, and our race leader has been Kevin Harvick since he took the lead early from Brad Keselowski, our pole sitter. And you can see from his onboard camera, he's got lap traffic in front of him.
Yeah, Brian Keselowski out in front of him in the 26 car trying to put him down a lap. Brian's running pretty fast lap times right now. Kevin's just having a little bit of hard time getting by him. Here he goes.
The 07 was Mike Harmon that he did get around. And let's get more on the 33 from Mike Massaro.
And guys, it hasn't been necessarily easy sailing for the 33. There was a little bit of panic in Kevin's voice coming over the radio moments ago. He thought there might be some debris on the grill because his water temperature was absolutely pegged. Wasn't sure what it was. When they noticed there was nothing on the grill, they ascertained that it might be a broken gauge. My question for you, Rusty, if you're in that situation, you're behind the wheel of a car that's out front, has nothing on the grill, and it's getting hot like that, what can you do?
Well, first of all, Mike, you're hoping for a caution, but the other thing you're looking at is the oil temperature gauge. You're just hoping that the oil temperature's not starting to skyrocket, because if the oil temperature's staying down in a good area, you can pretty well rest assured that maybe it is a faulty gauge. But if that baby's climbing, Andy, you well know that could be big trouble. Yeah, there's other indications that he'll have if it is actually the water temperature getting out of control. They've got an overflow for the radiator. You'll see that steam coming out of there. That'll be your first sign that you got a problem with that. And like I said, the other thing is you're looking at your other gauges. Is everything else normal? And then also, what does it smell like? You can tell if that thing's running hot, you can usually smell it. Mike, while we're talking about Kevin Harvick, I was talking to Kevin earlier, and he's just so tired of that 18 and 20 car out running his car that he has really went to work. He's actually over there at the inspection line watching how those guys come through inspection. Andy and I have noticed some things they're doing to that car to get running better, but he's really stepping up his game trying to outrun that car right there. Dave?
That car right there started 9th. That is Kyle Busch. He currently runs 2nd. Hey, Kyle, how's your car?
First 2 laps were really, really good. Then tight. Center off. Especially 1 and 2. It's not terrible in 3. A little bit tight. Center of 3. Center of 3 and 4.
Talking with Jason Ratcliffe about balance on the race car today. He said last week they got a lot freer the longer they went. He doesn't expect that to be the case tonight, but thinks they could be too loose on a new set of tires. That's what we'll find out after the first round of pit stops, because every set of tire behind the wall for Kyle, every set of tires is brand new sticker tires. So we'll see if he gets that car to the right freeness, the right looseness, or too free.
Well, guys, we're about halfway through this run, and lap times have dropped off about a half a second.
Yeah, they're still pretty fast, though. I mean, these cars are holding their speed, and the tires are holding their speed real well. This is a good sign now. You know what your car's going to do after you've run this many laps. They've run 34 laps, and you can tell now what you need. And so you need to be telling your crew chief what you need to do to your car to get better. And that was a good job with Kyle. We heard what he was saying to his crew chief. Good information.
Let's drop back a little bit further. Scott Lagasse and Stephen Light. Light was up to 8th, but he has fallen back to 12th. Lagasse's right in front of him.
I'm watching Stephen Light's car, and the last time by, he was almost a half a second off the leader, so he is struggling with the handle in that car right now. Some of these guys that qualified good, I'm noticing they're not running near as good right now, and some of the guys that didn't qualify well, are flat flying through the field at the moment.
Yeah, this car here surprises me, though. He had his practice sessions, both of them were solid in race trim. I really expected this 29 car to race a little better than we've seen so far tonight.
Well, I probably put the kiss of death on him when I picked him as my sleeper. One more start and park. Chad Blunt is now behind the wall after a few laps out on the track, all total of 12. Right now, Kevin Harvick has got a 1.5 second lead over Kyle Busch, and then it drops another 1.5 seconds back to Jason Leffler in third, and we have been lean and green since the drop of the green flag. Take a look at the 66 of Stephen Wallace. He has managed to move up from his starting position up to 14th. You can see his cycle right there, guys.
Yeah, I'm watching his car right now, Andy. It is just flat flying. It looks the same as it did to me at Milwaukee. It's just on the tires, and he has passed 11 cars right now. He's moved up to 14th, and the cars, he's got that US Fidelis car that's flying right now.
Yeah, he dinged up the right side of his primary car in practice last night, and when he came back in the garage after running this car for one lap, he said, I think I like this car better than my primary.
Well, as he continues to move towards the front, Kevin Harvick continues his way towards his 34th nationwide win. Will he get it? Stay with us to find out. Let's take a look at our motorsports calendar because the Traxxas Torque Truck Series presented by AMSOIL. It's tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2, and then NHRA Finals action from Seattle tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, also on ESPN2, and then NASCAR Now, presented by the Home Depot, Monday, 5 Eastern, and then we pick up NASCAR Nationwide Series. Will be at ORP in Indianapolis Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, and then the Brickyard 400, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and that is going to be presented by Golden Corral Sunday, July 26, 12:30 Eastern on ESPN. And as we come back to action here, Kevin Harvick continues to maintain that 2.5 lead over Kyle Busch. Jason Leffler, though, has managed to cut down into his margin, trying to catch to the 18. And Justin Allgaier, remember we saw him a while back trying to fall back. Now he's coming back towards the front. Take a look at what happened just a few laps ago.
Oh, man, I was watching him coming off of turn 2 right there. Watch this. He's picking up the throttle underneath that 6. He just keeps going straight, roughs him up a little bit. Bam! Boy, Eric, he almost got that wall, man.
Kind of forced that 6 car out of the throttle.
Yeah, he did.
Move Allgaier back up to 9th position. His car right in front of him that he's trying to pass would be Brad Coleman. All right, our other in-race reporter is Brendan Gaughan. Take a look at the 62, and boy, he is in 19th place right now. His teammate is up in 14th, and he's getting passed by Kenny Wallace.
Kenny having a great race so far. Every time we see him, he's passing somebody.
Yeah, he's doing a good time there. Brendan, on the other hand, seems like he's having a real tight race car right now. He's been struggling. He's needing a pit stop to adjust on that baby.
Well, Kenny started 33rd in this field, and now you can see he has moved up past Brendan Gaughan into 19th. So you're right, he's moving towards the front. Got a nice run going for the Border Patrol Chevy.
Let's take a look from the inside of Brendan's car and see what's going on with it. I can probably tell from his hands, Andy, maybe he's turning too much or not enough. Let's take a look when he gets down in the corner here. He's putting a pretty good amount of wheel. Not a whole lot.
He's not turning to the right, so that would be a sign of being loose. So he must be a little tight and having to stay out of the throttle just a little longer than he liked.
Yeah, one thing I don't like about the way the car looks, it gets down in the corner and the nose slams pretty hard on it.
I'll tell you one thing I saw right there. It looked like the throttle was coming off on the straightaway, actually. He was feathering the throttle a little bit.
Well, he is losing ground to Kenny Wallace as Kenny has pulled away by several car lengths. So obviously looking for that first round of pit stops to make an adjustment. Let's meanwhile shift gears, go back towards the front of the field and check in once again with the race leaders. Kevin Harvick, there he goes zooming by and trying to put another car a lap down. That would be Shelby Howard in the 70, and Kyle Busch, you can see him at the right side of your screen, not able to put much of a dent at all in that 1.5 second lead.
It's going back and forth there. You know, one lap Kevin might lose just a little bit of that lead, and then Kyle Busch will eat into that lead just a little bit at the next lap.
And back in third place, about the same distance as Jason Leffler, about 1.5 seconds behind Kyle Busch. Then in fourth place, it is Reed Sorensen, who started second. And he is about almost a full second. There he is, as he's got Trevor Bayne right there. And Trevor's already a lap down. So we've still got a lot of action to go here. We just worked 47 to 200 laps. Stay with us.